it has been my thought since the beginning, how all this works right now, because it feels like world turned upside down a little bit. But I would start, it's hard to judge what's going on. I would start with myself. Basically, my mom's situation was quite, I would say, interesting. She was supposed to have a heart operation on February 24th. And on February 23rd, they prepared her for this operation. And at 4 o'clock in the morning on February 24th, the sirens went on, and then everybody started running. She couldn't understand. She was sleeping still with the IVs on. And then she was trying to ask someone what's going on, but nobody could tell anything. Everybody was just in the panic. She never got her operation, of course, because on that day, all the hospitals were reworked to welcome wounded soldiers rather than any planned patients. So she was delayed in the hospital for several more days. And from Westchester, from New York area, right, I operated along with my dad, transferring my mom from the hospital to their apartment, which involved crossing the river, because all the bridges, you couldn't go on the bridge. So you would have to go. It took 6 hours instead of 18 minutes for my mom to get home, and they took side streets, some forest paths to get her home. And this was very, very dramatic. Yeah. Okay, so 4 years ago, I stayed in one area on the Adriatic Sea, and I rented an apartment from there. The woman who rented this apartment out to me, I saw her just one time. She handed the keys to me, that's it. On February 24th, she started calling me every day, and she told me that I'm holding apartment for your parents. I'm not renting it out. And I said, please don't worry, because I think they're going to stay in Kiev because they want to. But then I figured out that my mom is in the condition that she will need some immediate attention. So when I decided that she would go west, I contacted this woman and I said, I think I'm going to try to get her out. So if you're still thinking this is possible, she said, there's no question, even if you would wait for another 3 weeks, I'm not doing anything. This apartment is for you. So, and then it was very interesting in terms of logistical. It was like a matrix of time and geography. They traveled by the buses, by the caravan of buses, and they had to stay in one bus for 30 hours straight, stand still without moving. Yes, and I mean, I'm not even talking about being able to go to the bathroom, so people had diapers with them, and this is the situation. So they got to Western Ukraine. They stayed there for a few days to rest, because this was exhausting, to say the least. And then they crossed the border, which involved another 20-some hours in the bus, only on the border, only in a stationary position. And then they would move slowly with the stops. And I had to time this woman's drive now imagine, to the first gas station that I had to find on the map, going from Hungary to Slovenia. So I had to find the road, find the gas station where the bus was going to stop and let my folks out, and my mom and my extended family. So, and this woman who was driving almost 10 hours to get them, 10 hours one way to get them there. So, and then once bus would stop, I would have to text her that bus is stopping for indefinite amount of time, so she would have to stop. And that's how I spent 2 or 3 nights on the phone and texting and making sure. So she arrived a little bit earlier to the gas station, that it was at night. I would say 1 o'clock, 1:30 at night. And the gas station was about to open, but when they found out that she was waiting for the bus, they kept open for her, just for her. And she said when they got out of the bus, she started crying because they were so exhausted. They were like completely drained. They were not even, they didn't look like people. And then she put them in the car, and then she drove them back for another 10 hours with the stop in one of the places in the hotel. And then she brought them to her apartment. She's feeding them. And with her family, with her husband and 2 sons, she's taking care of them as they were her own parents. And they call her daughter. And she's now, since my mom is musician, and this woman is trying to make my mom feel a little bit more distracted from what's going on and from their trip and from everything they went through. And she's trying to give her some music to play to prepare for the concert. This woman has done so much, and then she has helped them with the medical insurance, with everything that they can visit the doctors. If my mom doesn't have to worry that if something happens to her heart, that nobody's going to come. So she's covered. And this is, I don't know, I really, I owe my life to this woman, seriously. Mention at this point, I can mention my father, who is in Kiev right now. And I asked him whether he wants to leave because I wanted to arrange. And he said, no, this is my country. This is my land. I've lived here. I put my skills here. I put my energy into this air, into this land, into this soil. And I'm writing. He's a mathematician, so I'm writing books, and I'm working on my articles, and I have to do it here. This is where I get inspired, and I don't have anybody to run from. So this is what my father said, and as much as I want to see him somewhere else, I maybe even more respect for him, for his words, and for his decision. Because at first, I didn't feel that I was strong enough to do anything. I felt that my hands are tied. I couldn't do much. The way that I grew into the completely new dimension of myself, I see how it's happening around me. So many messages from people that I even forgot. Please forgive me anyway. That I forgot they existed. And all of a sudden, they're all reaching through the website, through the phone, through my work. And they are asking me how we can help, what we can do. So, and all this rise of consciousness and enthusiasm that is based on something, this is based on the noble desire to help, because they see how people are fighting, because they see how evil is trying to suppress them, but people are resisting no matter what. And they understand that this is the high price. Freedom has a very high price. And the more freedom of one person has a high price. But if we talk about territory and people who are living there, and someone else is coming and claiming this territory, so that's what we see right now. It's dignity does not allow them to give any extra inch of their place, their land,